Welcome back to the Black Tide channel. First time I'm posting in maybe a year, I don't know. But anyway, I decided we're going to get back into it in a big way with Red Gogeta or Son Goku and Vegeta versus Vegito. I thought this would be a very fun matchup because not only is Gogeta probably the second best red deck of the format and taking up a lot of representation in most of the events, but it's going up against probably the best colour of the format in my opinion, anyway, in yellow, and a deck that's been largely untouched in the metagame, Vegito. So I decided what a way to test Vegito right out the gate against Gogeta. And I also just kind of thought the leader design was quite funny, how the two decks worked in almost in reverse. And what I mean by that is that if you notice, and you probably already have realised, that Red Gogeta starts off with Son Goku and Vegeta, then they, on the Awakened side, they become SS4 Gogeta, or SS4 Vegeta and Goku, and then in their Z leader they fuse to become Gogeta. And then in reverse, Vegito starts off with Super Saiyan Vegito, then they split on their Awakened side, and weirdly enough, you wouldn't think that was much of a power up. But then, to get even more powerful, the Z leaders are just Goku on his own. So I found that kind of funny, just to make even more of a difference between the fusions. But this is the results anyway. Of course, you can see Vegito puts out a lot of board presence because it puts out a lot of guys early, but obviously none of those guys, aside from the Servant Vegeta, has much attack or much of a presence on the board. He goes for the 25k because he has a Servant card. He wouldn't have the double strike because you need a Goku either in battle or in your Z energy, and I think you have to have 3 energy for the double strike to take effect, but obviously still has that removal effect, so he's a very powerful card. But it's not a great effect against Gogeta because Gogeta can or will probably just combo away all of its battle cards. So Gogeta doesn't really establish a massive board presence. It tends to just play the Unison and kind of just combo off the battle cards. But obviously you do have the double strikers in hand that can be used to put further pressure on your opponent. So Gogeta is a very powerful leader, as you already know. I mean, you can see from tournament results, it's almost always in the top 16, and did just win the Oceania event, I believe, Oceania event. And I think that Gogeta is probably going to be in the firing line with the next ban list, but who knows? As long as it's not the red Gogeta Unison, I don't mind. And I also believe that yellow might be in the firing line as well. It's been around, it's been a quite powerful colour for a long time, but we'll see now. So with this Vegito leader, just in case you're wondering, the Spirit Bomb goes into rest mode and you have to put your entire board into rest mode so you can put cards from your deck underneath your Spirit Bomb. And then obviously you can, once you have 7 cards I believe underneath your Spirit Bomb, you can activate its effect and go for, that's the win con of the game really, is to get Spirit Bomb off and go for your big slam attack. But obviously you can kind of see with Gogeta, obviously the wrong card came out with the hand there, just in case you were wondering. Did things in the wrong order. I tapped 1 to play the Vegeta to draw a card, and then I went into battle to be able to use the activate battle to be able to bring out the double strike SS4 Goku. And yeah, so I did things in the wrong order, kind of getting caught up there, but I refixed that and played the Vegeta and then the SS4 Goku double striker. Here at the moment, the Vegito player is going all in. Poutine has now come out after putting the Goku to rest mode. Poutine obviously does provide that extra thing of protection against free players, but it's not great against Gogeta just because a lot of the times the card that you could be playing out, especially if you're playing a card out with the unison will be played out in rest mode anyway, and that'll trigger his routine, so it's not really much of a factor in this matchup, but can help in certain situations. But obviously doesn't affect the boss monster. Dynamic Duo, however, is a very powerful card. Just playing it to remove an opponent's card from the field and then being a 20k double strike, all that for just 1 energy. So it is one of the best cards that came out in the Power Absorb set. Swinging now with a double super combo and comboing the Broly. Obviously it's very handy with the permanent, being able to just combo your red battle cards away that are in rest mode. Always gives you that extra bit of punch when you're trying to take your opponent's life away and trying to put pressure on your opponent. The Z leader now coming out, Spirit Bomb of Hope. This leader is going to help be able to go for a game, because once you go from Son Goku Spirit Bomb of Hope, you can then go into your next Z leader, which this is kind of the win condition of the deck, but before he goes into the Z leader, he'll bring out SS4 Son Goku Universe Stake, which is another busted yellow card, but it is quite awkward to set up because it does have quite a few requirements before you can bring it out. But obviously the counterattack comes out, which this is the red version of Protector of the People. This card minus 10,000 from the first battle card that attacks, so the first card that attacks, and then every card that attacks from then on minus 5,000 power. And you can activate that if you have 3 lesser life by discarding a card. Vegeta's Imposing Presence, that is. We'll see now how to respond to that. Obviously SS Son Goku Majin Showdown, the second Z leaders come out now. The Imposing Presence, the second Imposing Presence is the field, and he's just comboing everything into this, it looks like. Comboing the entire hand to go for game. Yep, that's the entire hand, and it seems like it wasn't the best idea to combo your entire hand, because as you can see now, SS4 Son Goku and SS4 Vegeta in it together is all tapped out, so obviously it might be awkward to combo past that huge amount, but then he Z awakens and that goes straight up to 100k, so that's your entire hand in the drop. So that was probably a massive misplay on the Vegeta player side to suddenly lose your entire hand, and now he's just gonna have to rely on, he's all tapped out, he played everything into trying to win the game, and obviously the Z leader came out and the game is really now in Gogeta's hands. So it was a massive misplay on the Vegeta side. He resolved the Spirit Bomb, went for the big double strike kill turn with the Z leader, and obviously forgetting about the fact that Gogeta could use its Z leader to jump straight to 100k while retaining or not having to combo anything. Obviously the downside is for the Gogeta players, he won't be able to untap because of the conditions, and now he has to pass back because Gogeta has to pass back to Vegeta because obviously you couldn't play anything out. Universal Stake is kind of what the Vegeta player is hoping to finish the game out with. He goes for a strike, he combos 4 cards to avoid having to take a life. Out comes the Z battle card. One of the best Z battle cards is the SSB Goku card. It's just absolutely busted in some ways. Goes for the swing, not enough to finish off Gogeta. Taps 4 and out comes Unbridled Power, and that will be it.